Kat Morris coming to you again from my studio / garage in Ringgold, Georgia. And I'm making jewelry for Kat's Teas and Jewelry. Today we're going to be on doing several things. You see all kind of stuff on the table, which is pretty normal. Jewelry in different stages, whether it's the slate. I'll be finishing up some earrings for the slate. And then there's some other stuff going on. But what we're going to focus on today is step 9 of the jewelry under glass, which is where we take a piece of a poured acrylic painting and preserve that piece under glass. So these have been through all the other 8 stages, the most previous 2 being one we've glued onto the painting, like these over here. You'll see those are in phase step 7. And then step 8 is where I'm going to cut those out, clean them up, and do the first level of cleaning. These have already had that done to them. So now it's a matter of picking out settings. So I've got black and I've got silver and copper settings sitting here. I think I still have a gold and a brass antique gold one somewhere. But so now it's a matter of looking at these and deciding, does it need to go this way or this way? And I personally think that darker color needs to go in the bottom. So that one I'll probably put into the black setting. That looks pretty good. Let's look at that in the copper setting. Ooh, so that's pretty nice. And then let's look at it in the silver setting with all the blues and purples. And really, this one could go in any of the settings. So that may determine what we do. Now this one, you can see there's extra black in this one. It's part of our sapphire. Both of these are part of our sapphire collection, even though, quite a bit of purple on that one. And it is glass. It could break, but thankfully I didn't break that one. So that does look really nice in the black. And let's see what it looks like in the copper. It's okay. Not great. Let's look at it in the silver. Again, it's okay. Not great. I think this one, it's kind of like putting on your best blouse for your skin tone, So I think this one, the black setting, really sets off the painting that's inside there. And then we've got a couple more here we'll glue. And so this one, you can see these swirls go that direction. So probably it needs to be set in this direction. And I was just scraping off a little glue. There is a final cleaning. That would be one of the final steps. But all right, so this one I'll set like this, and let's see what it looks like in copper. Not a lot of the copper paint showing, so it's just okay. And let's look at it in the black. It's pretty good in the black. It's okay. Let's see what it looks like in the silver. I think with the purple and the blue, the silver really makes that one pop. And then let's look at this last one here. So it's got a lot of purple, blue and the purple, and it's got some of that rose gold that's ended up kind of mixing in there. So I'm thinking that the copper, this may be a good one for the copper, and that does look pretty nice. But let's look at it in the silver just to be sure. I think either one, but somehow I'm kind of liking the copper one. I think it's pulling in this color that's reflecting right in there even better. So then what I do is I'll kind of set these inside their settings just to make sure I've got the right runs with what, and they're going the right direction that I sort of pre-decided. Let's definitely look at this one again upside down, so that one could go either way. That's just personal choice. So we'll set each one of these then outside the setting where it's going, and then they'll get glued into this little metal setting. So this is diamond glaze, dimensional adhesive. It's not a inexpensive glue, but it works really, really well gluing in the jewelry, and it's a waterborne glue, and yet it holds it pretty well. Cabochon, as they're called, into this bolo setting. That is really going to be sharp. The guys really like these. Now on the back of this one, because of the way my glue is coming out of each of the container, I'm having to kind of do this backwards. Just make sure this is going the right direction. And then I'll glue this in and kind of take a look at it and then set it over to the side. Same thing here. I will run the glue around the back and then set it in there. Make sure it's all the way in there. Take a look at it. Set it aside. So this once you decide where you're going to put each of your pieces, what setting they're going into. This part is pretty fast, this step. Not all the steps take a long time, but there are a lot of steps. So it's just being patient and going through each one the way it needs to be gone through. And let's look at that and make sure it's going the right direction before I decide to. Yeah, I thought to me that was upside down, so I'm going to press that in there, and that's going to go over here, and then that one is glued in place. And we'll glue some bracelets today. So here you can see we've got some rose, this is rose gold plated stainless steel. It's really beautiful, isn't it? And I've got some paintings that I did that look sort of like tiger eye to go in there. So what I'll do is I'll put the glue on the back of one of these and see which direction I want it to go and just kind of set it, and then we'll kind of push it back off to the side. Again here, kind of pre-look at it and say, do I want this little swirly thing at the top, the side, the bottom? How do I want that to go? And I think probably just turned a little bit. And that just makes for a gorgeous, gorgeous bracelet. Simple, you know, but gorgeous. Gorgeous is not always complex. In fact, some of the prettiest things in life and in clothing and accessories are actually quite simple in their elegance. And so I'm going to make sure that's pushed all the way in. Kind of want that one to just kind of go off to the side just that little bit. But the way that copper paint went through there just looks really cool. And these are the Alex and Ani sort of style. So okay, we've gotten this sapphire setting here. And the question is, because the sapphire is so dominant, what do I want to look at it in? Do I want to look at it in silver? Which a lot of people wear that. I think that looks really pretty. But the question is, since there is black in the background, what would it look like in a black setting? Ooh. So since I have these 3 colors out, actually 4 colors out, you know, I can try any of these other ones. Now I have a brass, antique gold, whatever you want to call it, setting. So, you know, maybe that one looks good in there. Maybe this way it looks better. And, you know, I may try copper. I don't have a lot of options in this rounded rectangle. So I'm not real excited about that. So I may try something else later on that one. But like this one, you see this has got, you know, a lot of predominant purple. So will it look better in the antique gold? That's pretty nice. Will it look better in the copper? That looks pretty good. And the orangey color of the copper is a nice complement to the purple. Okay, so that may be how I go. What about the silver? Now that is actually pretty nice. And then of course I will try the black. And ooh, wow, that really sets that off. So it depends on how many of these black guys that I have. But I do have a couple of these other ones out for you. What I saw was a predominant gold in this one, and again part of our sapphire collection, and so automatically I went to an antique gold, and that does look really, really pretty. Whereas this one is predominantly the sapphire, right? It's really nice. You can see that color just shimmering through there. So I picked a stainless steel one for this one because I just think that's really gonna set that off in a classy way. and it does look really good. So let's just see how this looks in the antique gold. I just don't think it's going to set it off near as well, and I really don't think it does. I think this one, not really having any gold, any copper in it at all, it's really going to need the gray color of the stainless steel. I just think it looks very classy. So that's part of what we do in this step, is just kind of get out a lot of different settings, just kind of see what's going to look good. You know, like this one, again, part of the sapphire collection, but it is predominantly purple and some gold. So the first thing I would do is I would try the gold, and then, ooh, that does look pretty. So is it that way, or do I flip it around? And do I do it this way? And it really might be just a personal decision. And, you know, of course, I'm making most of those decisions. So sometimes I'm not quite sure, and I do get the opinion of the other artists in my household. You know, here is a stainless steel. This one is gold-plated stainless steel. This one's the regular, more familiar gray stainless steel. And, you know, that really makes the blue in there pop, and the silver looks great with the purple. So it's really just a matter of, you know, what makes this piece of art look its best. It's like choosing a frame.